whether if he does or doesn't. And the alternative would be to pair Alec with Kenji and Will with Carl, just to give I think the most chance of multiple people to make it. I don't think Carl with 200 spread points has really earned that much of an advantage.
What would the advantage of putting Carl versus Alec be? Do you think there would be any?
No, Carl versus Will. 1-3-2-4.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should start focusing on the game. That is can't be changed at this point. So
it is what it is.
Yeah. So it looks like Alec is going to open with Bialy, keeping SH. And it worth considering here, Will, of course, has to win by more than 15 points. If he wins by exactly 15, I'm not actually sure.
What's going to happen? They're going to have to do some sort of a playoff, I guess. Or it'll have to do something to determine the difference.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's their head-to-head.
Their head-to-head, I would think, yeah.
Someone can probably check that and see.
So I went to Bialik High School, so I would stick a K on there, but they would get challenged off.
If you want to look at some pairings drama, you can always just look on Facebook from
last year's pairing. And we actually got it changed
tournament.
last year, I remember. Common sense prevailed. Rock, paper, scissors, I don't think so.
Yeah, so it looks like Will's playing the pretty obvious Jiao for 27.
Yes, fellow Jew. It was a Jew high school.
So, Alec's tiles certainly seem have a bit more potential than Will's, but not the.
Yeah, he's certainly score. Oh, he's playing very quickly now. Do you know Alec's style a bit more? Is he a quick player?
He tends to be a fairly quick player, but I think in that case, that's so obviously has to be the right play.
Somebody like Mirab as well.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that, but a bit more volatile for sure.
Yeah, and the R is a pretty powerful tile there as well.
He needs two vowels, and he's in. Oh, well. I don't think I've ever seen those tiles together. I don't think I've ever seen that rack.
Looks like Will's probably got. He's going to play Beetle pretty quick. Seems like the. Pretty clear play here.
Betel.
Yeah, Beetle.
Is that how you pronounce it? Not Betel? Like a Betel poem?
Like beetle nut? I don't know. I've always heard people in Southeast Asia pronounce it beetle, but
I just don't know. I don't know.
Like good Scrabble players, we pronounce things differently, and I have no idea what the actual answer is.
Oh, I once got not excoriated, but like put in my place when I pronounced it Jeef, and it's Jefe. But there's not a lot of Spanish in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I always loved Ogive, one of my favorites.
Mia home. How do you pronounce it?
What's pronounced Ogive?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a statistics thing. It's a graph or something. And of course, quinoa.
Quinoa, of course.
I grew up eating quinoa, so that one was never hard for me.
Daiquiri. Daiquiri.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes we keep pronouncing that away because it helps us to remember how to spell them.
Yeah.
All right. So something to think about. Might take more than a second. Park would be dangerous next to Betel because it has an A hook as well.
But he could just play Pack. It's pretty solid.
Pack is a new word. Yeah, we've just added that. It looks like he's considering that very strongly.
He's got it, lined up. And it's worth keeping in mind for Alec, this is the single biggest game of his life.
Absolutely.
I want to say he got like third or fourth last year and did a great job. So not surprising to see him here at all. But Will, of course, as we know, has won before. So I think there's a bit less pressure in that sense.
In my defense about Jeef, it was really a long time ago.
But in this case, like so far here, it's looking good for Alec early on.
We're kind of looking at it like a Division 3 or 4 board with all the three-letter words, but I think simming it would be often the best play.
As we're looking at Alec's new rack,
Oh, he's got two S's.
I don't think there's 3 bingos in that rack in Collins, but I don't
think there's anything.
I don't think, unless one of them got added in 2019.
Strike O's he's got.
Well, I think that's going to get blocked by.
Yeah, the cat.
by cat.
Strygos and Gorsius, obviously.
Yeah.
He's probably going to maybe play goes off packs. Off pack. We'll see.
Yeah. So
He'll just play off cat. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So Will, of course, doesn't know this, but that rack would be a very bad situation for him if it were Collins. But
Yeah.
lucky for him.
But there's 4 bingos in that rack alone? Is that what you said?
Storges, Grossets, and Gosters.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to see cat.
Whoa.
He's passing rather than...
What?
Okay. Okay, then.
Huh? What in the... Huh?
So, sometimes when... Like, in my opinion, when I've seen it, I haven't seen enough of his games, but...
Oh, he drew a... Huh?
Oh, look at the nice rack he picked up.
Huh?
But often when he becomes bingo dependent, he often loses.
My brain just broke.
He traded in QOE, something like that, or something close.
That... I don't... I mean, I love Will. That is the single worst play I've ever seen him make.
He had 24 points, saving a nice balanced rack. I don't really know.
I mean, clearly he made the right play.
Solated, but yeah, so, well,
like
look where he's going to have to play it. Let's see what else he's got.
But yeah, what do we know?
Nothing through the G.
Guess the...
Nothing through the O.
He might take a...
He has toadlets.
Yeah, he might...
Toadlets might be better than solated. We'd have to do a sim. Maybe we could do that.
I mean, he's going to get hit big either way.
Oh my goodness, this is really interesting. We're going to have a nice discussion with Mr. Will after this game. He has his reasons. It's impossible that he didn't see cat. Maybe he didn't want to open up a double-double. I think that's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, I guess his thought process had to be that there's too many situations where after playing cot he just ends up with a bunch of bad racks and...
But can we...
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just trying to...
Can we just scroll down a bit to see what was his rack? What did he pass?
QOE.
QOE. I was right. It was QOE. So he would have saved a very nice rack.
Oh, I mean, no, he would have kept DEEO. It's not great. I mean, it's not horrible.
Oh, the S he just picked up. Okay. So he's going to play toadlets. He'd rather not open up the more volatile spots underneath on the triple.
Yeah. I mean, again, either way, he's going to get pounded, but...
Yeah. So quids or dixits or...
Yeah, I'm assuming...
I'm quid. I would get rid of the... Oh, squid. No, it's going to play squid.
Oh, squid. So Will's going to need a pretty big pickup here. I mean, he knows that the right strategy is to like draw the things. So he was very good at doing that after trading 3. So maybe he'll just draw a nice little bingo right here. We'll find out. It's
an interesting point. The cue was obviously at the top of the bag. Joel is pointing out, and he picked it up right away. But
yeah,
God, I'm at a loss. So we're at 216 to 121.
Yeah. And the first thing that comes to mind for Will would be to play foam, which scores a bunch and keeps a good leave and blocks a lot. So you're going to see it's going to be an even worse situation for Will here as Alec has now picked up a blank.
I'll try to give you some updates as well on the CSW games. And let's just try to understand where we are there. So Jesse has guaranteed him a spot in the final. And it's really between Austin, Joshua Castellano, who was leading through much of the tournament for the first 2 days, and Matthew O'Connor. Austin has the highest cume at 1124. Josh is next at 668, so almost 500 points behind, and then Matthew O'Connor. So I think it's realistically between Austin and Joshua, but I don't believe they are playing.
They are. No, they are playing.
They are playing. Perfect. Oh, so they got that right. Okay, at least they got something right. I don't want to sound, hubristic or anything, but I think we all agree that this particular game could have been paired differently.
Yeah, but Will had the opportunity to talked to the director, and he opted not to. So
Are you sure he opted not to, or he was just
I
ignored?
just talked to him. He said it seems weird, but it's not so much that these pairings make it worse for Alec or Will. It's just it guarantees that one of them make it. It pretty much removes the potential for a Will Alec final.
Exactly.
But it's not really so much that this is worse for Alec or Will. It's just it unfairly benefits one player in a way that's not necessary. So at Will and Alec, they just play one game and that's it.
Yeah. So I'm just the reason I'm a little quiet is I'm just catching up on the CSW game. So right now, what I have on my computer is that Josh is playing Austin. Austin is at 73 to Joshua's 92.
Yeah. So Will has gone into hyper aggro mode here. He's managed. Well, it looks like Alec will get a bunch of points again. And then Will has picked up Mortgage.
Thinking of a 9 in his rack.
Yeah, amongst some other potential things.
So he's got Xanthine, spelled both ways. Those are the two possible bingos. And I don't think either plays. In the CSW game, Austin really is in the driver's seat. If Joshua beats him, he has to beat him by 260 points or so. And right now, Austin is leading 123 to 92, having played beautiful deploy for 50, but he actually missed pedology for 102 points through the O. Oops. To make a double-double. So that may or may not come back to haunt him, but so far so good.
So it seems unlikely that Mortgage is going to get blocked, so we will at least still have a game, but I have to imagine Will's below 20%, if not 10%, to win this game.
No, it's not big.
Because, you play XI for 39, start to close the board, leave it, you're probably going to bingo next turn.
Now, Will know 100% that Mortgage takes an E.
Yeah.
I would think Alec, I don't know his game at all, so I don't know, but that might be a piece of importance. Now, interesting where he's chosen to play it. Because he knows it takes the E, and he does not want to put it next to the double. Yeah, so he has no choice but to play it there.
Yeah, and again, he's going to have to hit some really fast because Alec can score a bunch of points again.
Also, Mortgageur is good.
Yeah, it takes all the things.
It takes everything, yeah. So he's picked up the Z.
I mean, yeah, Will's pretty much... Alec is drawing perfectly. But Will is drawing well. Alec is drawing like God.
So he's got Entozoan, and that's not playable.
He plays
it is. No, it's not playable.
No, he has Za for 66. Keeping
so
the
that's...
same.
Oh, of course. Well, he's going to have to pick... He also has the possibility of Canzonet, but that does not play as well. So, and who would? Everyone would play Za and move on to the next turn.
Yeah.
We've got some fans for Alec out there. I'm sure we have fans for Will out there.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of who wins, I think both have played quite possibly the best.
We've been so blessed.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Windy go down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
As job as commentator at all levels of play, it can be very difficult when you don't get the best play, and you have to maintain your professionalism. But you also your job is to be honest about the level of play. And we've been very fortunate that we've had very few opportunities to scratch our head. Cat will definitely be one of those. Definitely would have changed the entire game. Definitely. So we'll have to ask about that. No, Rock is not good.
Yakos. Which, I mean, this is about the time to have that. But again, Alec has another. Well, he has perfect racks every turn because he can just keep playing off the Q, then the X and the Z, and just keeping ENT blank or whatever. So
And not picking up the second blank, leaving it in the bag for him to pick up.
yeah,
So he's got frontmen, which he's obviously put on his rack for us to look at. So he's seen that. That's the only bingo with the F. I can't imagine that Will won't play Windy. What do you think he's thinking about?
I think he's probably just taking a moment to accept the.
Well, Windy does
reality.
so many great things, right? Because it forks the board and opens up a nice E or A or O hook on top of the W. It does a lot of really good things. He has to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I think every turn he's going to be looking for like some clever way to open up a triple triple. 'Cause he's going to need a triple triple to win the game, and I think
he's about to lose the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
The X and the I are both gone, so he cannot play QI up on top for an easy 60. He needs to have done what Alex is doing to him. So Frontman's about to go down, and Alex will be up with over 400 points at this point.
We should call him by his name, though.
Alec. Oh, I'm doing Alec S, and I'm putting them together.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, I'm just being really.
Alex E. Holm.
I'm doing Alec S.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will knows he's not picking up anything. 83 points. Or maybe I'm doing Matsumoto's. It's become a thing now to stick an S on people's name.
Kenji Matsumoto's.
Let's see what's going over on the next game. I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Austin has picked up a blank and played a triple.
Yeah.
Joshua had played acidic, obviously a really great dump, 2 I's, 2 C's, to the triple row, and through that, Austin played taciturn for 140 points, after which Joshua has picked up the Q with inability to play it right away. And Austin replied with a 55-point K play, KNOW, making 4 words simultaneously. So he's up 318 to win 59, with Josh having the Q on his rack. So I think, as expected, we're going to have Jesse and Austin, which when tournament started, I said if those are the 2 in the finals, wow, that's going to be an amazing final.
There are going to be some nice wide open boards. Defense will not be a thing ever.
Do you see what? Look what.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Will basically got a bingo down point wise, and Alec, another perfect rack. So, sometimes it's better to be lucky and good. I think this is one of those times, because I don't think Alec has made a mistake this game either. I mean, he's done.
Oh, he's a wonderful player.
Done well with his tiles. Wow, and Will actually drew the bingo too. Oh well, you're gonna see.
Fluorine?
He drew fluorine. He actually drew it, but it doesn't matter because Alec drew another one. Had drawn that one too. It is probably frustrating for Will. 1 or 2 rough racks for Alec, and he's back in it because Will's last turns have been 74, 41, 64. You're gonna get 76 here.
VVU finally, but with otherwise a lovely rack.
Yeah. Say he probably scored pretty well.
Yes, these people are so dang good at Scrabble, and there's no reason for you not to be as well. It just takes a lot of studying, a lot of dedication. But if you're the type who likes to study, likes gaming theory, it is just pure joy every single minute. There is no work about it. So don't be intimidated. Be inspired.
I almost wonder what Will's waiting for here.
There are 10 left in the bag. It is impossibility for Will to catch up. So we have our finalists.
Yeah. My brain is still broken. I have to be totally honest.
From Cat?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Will was thinking that there are just too many games where he's just dead after 1 turn. or after a couple
You think
times.
he was worrying about a double-double with an S hook onto cat?
I think he was just worried about another bad draw, and I think he felt that getting a bingo down quickly took precedence over the 24 points. I'm pretty sure that's...
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But I also love, in a very important game, to get that cue out of the way early in the game and not it to be an issue later on in the game.
Sure.
I don't think for an instant I would have hesitated, but I don't have Will's ability and word knowledge.
And it wasn't like Alec had done anything to really indicate that he had an S.
He just played pack, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't... it probably means he's got a decent leave, but...
In fact, almost the opposite, that he did not bring it down to the triple row. Which indicates that he didn't have maybe an S or an A to hook onto it.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the blank with 6 tiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got 7 tiles.
Oh, does he? Okay,
yeah,
you're right.
But, too little.
You foo-eyes.
Yeah. Too little, too late.
You fennec. Oh, so there's 3 tiles in the back. Or are there? No, I don't think it's just been caught up yet here on Quackball.
No, it's
It
caught
is?
up.
It is?
It's caught
Oh,
up.
okay, okay.
Alec just hasn't played yet.
Oh, okay. So in the bag is INT, I believe. Really nice rack if you get rid of those V's.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can still score a bunch with Drave, whatever.
Yeah, Drave up on row 1 to the triple. Cannot play Varv. There's no point fishing for a bingo. He's won it, and there's not really any place to put it.
Yeah.
Just get the game. The trouble with Drave is you say VU, which is...
I mean, Alec can just be super, super, super safe and play Vum in the top left and just not open anything. Just, just for some reason, if he was worried about some miracle.
Yes. And it's not like he, Will can use the blank as an O and do anything with the H or P too bad, or, it's not a big deal. It's really nice to be in that kind of a position. He has got a ton of time. This has been a very fast game. As you can see, 15 minutes to 11. Air roof. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it blocks the last lanes. Well, lane, really.
So he's emptied the bag. He's going to have an NIT with that VAD. So he's going to have David at the top of the board. So I think Will might play up there just because he can score some points up there. He can play sheep. He can play wheep with a W if he wants to make the most of the H. Anything over frontman that he can do. Pe. No.
Maybe Hep.
Yeah, the other way around. It's no real point. Anyway. It's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah. But, this is one of those cases where both players had truly earned it. It wasn't like someone really luck boxed their way in.
All 3 of them have been spectacular this tournament. All have played terrific Scrabble.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going over in the other game. But I think it doesn't really matter because Austin is so far ahead.
What is fun about this upcoming TWL finals is that it's going to be a battle of the Northwest cities. It's going to be Seattle against Portland. There is a yearly Seattle versus Portland challenge.
Oh, nice.
Portland, I think, typically wins because they have a number of top-rated experts who seem to come out of retirement just for that tournament, or for nationals in that tournament, or what have you. But Alec, clearly the top TWL player in Seattle. A couple of the top Collins players have moved up to Seattle in the last couple of years. But in terms of this tournament,
so do you have any insight into his play? Do you have any, whatever his strategies? Do you know anything?
I mean, he tends to play fairly quickly. He tends to play fairly confidently. I don't think he's super big on defense. I think we're going to have some
blowout games. Yeah.
fairly open boards. One thing I've noticed in Alex play is he can be a bit of a risk taker. He's willing to put some variance on the line. Sometimes you get burned by that. Sometimes it works out
But that'll
well.
be very exciting for us to watch.
Yeah, so I don't think this will be. I don't think we will have any lack of excitement in these games because Carl, of course, as we know, dude loves a nice open Scrabble board.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun for the finals, guys. Oh, my
Yeah.
God, don't go away. In the, never mind about this losing by 15 or more, Austin bingoed again, and even though Joshua came right back, the score currently is 421 for Austin and 269 for Josh. So we have our finalists there. We've got Jesse and Austin, which is just fantastic for those gentlemen, of course, and certainly for the viewers out there who are going to be following the CSW because I don't know, Jesse's play, both of their plays is just so outstanding. You're going to see some incredible Scrabble this afternoon, and now we've got Carl and Alec. We're going to have some excellent play as well.
And of course, in Collins, Austin has won this event before in 2017.
I remember.
In the city of New Orleans,
I remember,
where he is now a resident.
With his bride.
Recently married and moved from the UK to.
And they met through
US.
Scrabble, right?
They met through Scrabble, yeah.
It's Lila Crotty's daughter.
Yep.
Who's a tournament director and does a lot of New Orleans stuff. And so come play Scrabble, meet your spouse, have amazing, amazing tournaments. When will the finals start? They're going to start right away.
I'm not sure.
We're getting our the third game is happening right away,
so
and then we're going to have
a
a lunch break, and then it's a best of 3. So if the new dictionary, the new NWL, is determined after 2 games, we will have a decision to make whether to bring you the CSW here on Twitch or to bring you maybe between players 3 and 4.
Well, the tournament will already be over at that point, so.
No, from the... Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. Sorry, the CSW game. So that's probably what we will do.
So you'll be able to watch either final. We will be streaming TWL. You'll be able to, I think, watch the other on YouTube if you like. There will be a link for that, of course, as well.
It's the same link that's going on now.
As far as I know, David Eldar is going to be doing live coverage.
I think he was doing this morning, was it? And David Koenig's doing the afternoon.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we might be blessed with his commentary in the afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised. There we go. So he's going to play Weep or Sheep. Weep seems more metaphorically correct,
Yeah.
even though it means a little something different.
Oh, so Eldar is doing the CSW final, he says.
Oh, okay. So we got the opposite information. Okay. You've been so quiet this morning, David. Maybe you've been over at CSW.
His brain's also broken. I think his brain broke.
Did you see the QAT play, David?
Oh, yeah.
And if so?
Oh, yes, he did.
Come and listen, my children. You're taking away our audience, David. I mean, have a little sensitivity here. Sorry, I can't talk.
Working.
All right, so David is no longer an issue.
Well, admirable that he's looking for the best endgame. If it was me, I would just be like, I don't care. I just want the game to be over. I would have played Vaunt by now, which I guess is, I don't know, maybe the best play. Maybe
So
not.
you've played Alec?
Me?
Yep.
I played him exactly once, never to nationals. We played in the Portland-Seattle Challenge. I was on Team Portland because I was living there at the time. If I recall correctly, he remembered the game better than I did. I know I won pretty handily. Did I play a phony against him? I don't know. Something happened and I won by a lot.
Do you remember anything about the experience, the phenomenology of playing him? Because he's such an intense guy. Does that translate across the board as he's playing? Can it be intimidating?
I mean, nobody intimidates me in
Nothing
Scrabble, and I don't think anything really intimidates Carl per se.
I think not also.
But
But sometimes there's an energy that comes across the board, and you're already in a high tense situation. So it could multiply, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Carl and Alec play at said Portland Seattle Challenge every year, and
So they know each other. So this is comfortable for both.
yeah, I mean, really, it's a battle of the two freaking incredible piano players,
That's really incredible.
and they're both
actually.
like the two like technically, like they play very technical piano, I
Right.
believe. And,
Right. Oh, that's interesting
honestly,
to know.
I mean, yeah, we could watch them play Scrabble. I'd rather they just give a piano concert.
Well,
to
maybe
be
we can get
honest.
them to manipulate their fingers in such a way that it looks that they're playing arpeggios on with their
Exactly,
tiles.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Alec much more of an intense player than Carl, who kind of gives off the
Yeah.
happy-go-lucky vibe.
But I hope that doesn't
over
go
the
against
board.
him. Sometimes when you have that attitude, I've surpassed my expectations. No matter what happens, I'll be happy. Listen, I've been in championships. I've been on a game show where I was in a tournament of champions as well. And you're going to like this story. So I'm playing a woman in the final who's actually breastfeeding. And we're changing, because you bring changes of clothes, and we're changing clothes in between. And she's going, oh my goodness, my breast pads, they're flowing over, and I'm embarrassed that I'm on TV and this might be showing. And, nice Robin would have said, don't worry, you're doing great and all that. And competitor Robin just shut up and let her talk herself out of feeling confident. You have to go in with a killer instinct. I mean, you're here to win this thing. It's not just be a nice person. You can do both. But I hope Carl doesn't just say this is good enough. I want to see a killer instinct as well.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he will bring his A game. So at long last, Alec enjoying the adrenaline of.
Well, he has 12 minutes to go, so we can't say that he was milking it for too long.
Yeah. Oh no, he spent a solid 3 or 4 minutes on that play.
That's right. They didn't come here to make friends. Thankfully, they're already friends.
But yeah, I mean, when you're playing against Alec, you can see the intensity, and I think a couple people came up to him, during the tournament. Hey, Alec, how are you doing? And he's like, I think what he said was, well, I'm not tearing it up. So I think his expectation was, I'm going to be in first place by a lot. So that should give you some insight into
that was Alec?
I think so, yeah. Not in a braggy way, just in like a...
Confident, I'm ready, I'm prepared.
Yeah, and, he's one of the best younger players, honestly, to ever play the
How
game
old
at
is he
this
now?
point. I don't know, but I want to say he's 21, give or take a year.
Wow.
And he and his dad have been playing in the Seattle area for a lot of years now. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that he's made it to these finals. Again, he was, I think, should stop saying this, I could just look it up, but I'm pretty sure he got 3rd last year.
There's been no question. There's been a bit of a changing of the guard, and yet, when you have some of the older players come who are not here this tournament, you often see them at the top, much like Federer and Djokovic and Nadal were the top 3 at the recent Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So Scrabble's future is in very good hands. Let's just put it that way. We're in great shape. The older players are still playing fantastic. The younger players are playing fantastic.
Yeah. So I should correct myself. He got 4th in 2017 in Reno. Last year he did make the top 10, but...
Okay. So he's hungry. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a final with Austin, who has... he's up 5-16 to 3-34 with nothing left in the bag. So that's definitely going to be our finalists in CSW, and you guys are in for some incredible games.
Yeah, and part of what's really cool about Jesse versus Austin is like they really are actually like best friends or like very darn close to it.
But that won't stop them from being tigers across the board.
No, I think they're both thrilled. I think it's awesome, but it's super cool to see like 2 really close friends. Like, you kind of for a bit you get to celebrate together, and then like go at it.
All right. So we're going to see if we can bring in one of these guys for an interview.
Presumably Alec, and don't have to be mean to Will right now. I think he might just want to chill, since his last game, of course, doesn't matter, being that he's a minimum of 2 games ahead of.
Yeah, I think Will
place.
is more than willing. It almost feels like he comes in like a confessional.
Yeah,
I feel like he's coming. We should put a curtain between us.